Okay, so I cut this example from your book right here, page 113. It's the end of section 7-3. So they want us to work in reverse. They want us to come up with the quadratic equation that has these two solutions. So one of the things that you have to remember is that when we solved by factoring, we took, let's say that we had these two factors. We took these two factors and we set them equal to 0. And then we solved. This is just a made up example. We added 2. So we found a solution of x equals 2. And here we did minus 4. And so we got a solution of x equals 4. So this is what we're starting with. We're starting with right here an x equals 4 and an x equals -5. So what did we have before we had this? We had an expression or an equation that was equal to 0. So we want to make this equal 0, not 4. So how do we get rid of that? We say minus 4 minus 4. So we get x minus 4 equal to 0. How do we make this be set equal to 0? We say plus 5 plus 5. And right here we get x plus 5 equal to 0. So what was the step right before having two equations equal to 0? It was having those two things multiplied together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this and write it as a product. And I hate that keeps turning into a 9. Okay. So it'll be, x minus 4 times x plus 5 equal to 0. And then what did we have before this? Well, we had a quadratic. So we have to multiply these two together. We get x squared plus 5x minus 4x minus 20. And that gives us x squared plus x minus 20. And so this is a quadratic equation. It's not the only quadratic equation, but it is a quadratic equation that would have these two numbers as a solution. So this would be the answer. Okay. Now they're going to, let's see what they want us to do for the next one. X equals -1 and x equals -7. So this is try these B. So try these B on page 114. Part A. X equals, I don't remember. And x equals, click over here one more time to see what it equaled. X equals -1 and -7. X equals -1 and x equals -7. So set them equal to 0, add 1, add 1, add 7, add 7. You get x plus 1 equal to 0, x plus 7 equal to 0. Multiply the two factors together, equal to 0, and then multiply them out. X squared plus 7x plus x plus 7 equals x squared plus 8x plus 7. That would be the answer. All right, part B. is x equals 2/5 and x equals negative 1/2. X equals 2/5 and x equals negative 1/2. I think I can cut and paste this. Uh-oh, didn't work out quite so good. So that's supposed to be 2/5, and I think that was supposed to be 1/2, negative 1/2. X equals 2/5 and x equals negative 1/2. Negative 1/2. Okay, so x equals 2/5 and x equals negative 1/2. All right, I can delete that. Good grief. There we go. All right, so all right, so obviously this one's a little bit different because it is two fractions. So yes, we could start by saying negative 2/5, negative 2/5, but that's not what I want to do. Yes, it'll get us equal to 0. And yeah, that will work just fine. We really don't like that fraction there. So how do we get rid of the fraction? You multiply times the denominator. So if you multiplied this whole thing times 5, that would become 5x minus 2. So that's just all I'm going to do is change the order in which I do it. So over here, instead of saying plus a half, I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 2. Okay, so when I do that, this gives me 2x equals, I have a negative 1 left over here because those add out. And then I add 1, and that leaves me 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So it doesn't matter whether you move the fraction and then get rid of the denominator, or if you get rid of the denominator first and then finish your subtraction problem. Either way, you should get the right answer. I've got to multiply these two things. So that's going to give me 10x squared plus 5x minus 4x minus 2. Then combine like terms, 10x squared plus x minus 2. And there is a quadratic, not the only quadratic. And I will show you why on the next video, because I don't really remember how long I've been going. It only lasts for 10 minutes, but I'll show you why it's not the only one on the next video.